Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into some really interesting research out of MIT and their partners.
Yeah, they built an AI system, one that can learn to connect sights and sounds and videos all on its own.
Exactly. No human labeling needed. Think about that AI starting to perceive the world, linking senses, a bit like we do.
Mm-hmm.
We're drawing from an article called AI Syncs Sight and Sound Like Humans. Our goal here is to unpack how this works and, importantly, what it might mean for you.
Right. We want to get under the hood of this AI, CIV-MAE is its name, understand why it's a big deal and what kind of doors it might open. It could really change how we handle multimedia content.
Okay, so let's start with us humans. It's effortless, right? You watch a drummer, you see the stick hit the cymbal.
When you instantly hear that crash sound, they belong together. Automatic.
But teaching an AI to make those connections without being explicitly told this picture goes with this noise, that's been a really tricky problem.
A huge challenge. Older systems needed so much labeled data, someone literally pointing and saying, that's a dog barking. This new system, CAVMAE Sync, figures it out by itself.
So how does it actually manage that? What's the secret sauce there?
Well, CAVMAE Sync, it takes raw video, unlabeled video, and it breaks down the visuals and the audio into these little digital pieces. You could call them tokens.
Tokens, okay.
Yeah, and the CAV part, contrastive audio-visual, that's key. It learns by contrasting, figuring out which visual tokens and audio tokens actually belong together versus those that don't.
NME.
Masked autoencoder. That's a technique where the AI learns by playing a sort of fill-in-the-blanks game with the data. It helps it build a deeper representation, so it's learning relationships and structure.
I saw something in the article about using short audio segments. Why was that important?
Yes. Think about it matching a whole minute of sound to a minute of video. It's kind of blunt.
Right, you lose the details.
Exactly. By chopping the audio into really small bits, like fractions of a second, the AI can link a very specific visual moment, say a light switch flipping.
To that tiny click sound.
Yeah.
Much more precise.
Precisely. It allows for that fine-grained connection.
Okay, makes sense. And it mentioned dual learning objectives, contrastive and reconstructive. Can you break those down a bit?
Sure. Contrastive learning is about association, teaching the AI, these things go together, those things don't, like matching the sight and sound of that light switch.
Got it.
Reconstructive learning is more about understanding the data itself. By trying to reconstruct missing parts, the AI is forced to, really learn the underlying patterns in the sights and sounds.
And there were these specific tokens mentioned too, global and registered tokens.
Yeah, those are neat technical tweaks. Think of global tokens as helping the AI get the big picture, the overall context of the scene.
Like, are we indoors or outdoors?
Sort of, yeah. And the register tokens. They help it zero in on the crucial details needed for that precise matching and reconstruction we talked about. What's quite interesting is that these relatively simple ideas boosted performance significantly, better than some much more complex approaches.
So this isn't just theoretical. What can it actually do now? What are the practical applications we might see?
Well, they showed it's really good at retrieval. You give it a sound, like maybe glass breaking, and it can find the video clips where that actually happens. It's also accurate at classifying scenes based on both sight and sound telling apart, say, a dog barking versus someone playing a violin.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
I can immediately see that being useful. For journalists digging through archives or filmmakers trying to locate a specific take.
Exactly. It could automate huge amounts of that searching and organizing. And looking further out, Andrew Rudichenko, one of the researchers, mentioned this idea of building AI that processes the world more like people do.
Connecting the senses.
Right. And potentially integrating this kind of capability into, say, large language models or other tools we use, that could unlock totally new applications, maybe even helping robots navigate and understand real-world environments better.
So where does the research go from here? What's the next step?
The team wants to bring in more sophisticated ways to represent the audio and visual information. And a big goal is to add text into the mix as well.
So understanding text, sound, and visuals all together.
That's the vision. Truly multimodal AI that can fluidly understand and reason across different kinds of information.
And we should probably mention the support they had, the German Federal Ministry of Education and Research, MIT, IBM Watson AI Lab. Sounds like a solid collaborative effort.
Absolutely. It really highlights that this kind of progress often involves different groups working together.
So the big takeaway seems to be that this AI marks a real step towards systems that learn more intuitively, more like us, by connecting senses without needing constant human guidance.
Yeah, definitely. It opens up possibilities across many fields, from media management right through to robotics and beyond.
So something for you, the listener, to think about. What does it really mean if AI starts to understand the world more holistically, linking sight and sound naturally? How could that shift our relationship with technology, and what completely new tools might become possible when AI perceives more like we do? That's your food for thought. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.